First, Alan Parry.
Let's take a check first on the Leeds United lineup tonight. Number 1, John Lukic. At 2, Scott Sellers. 3 is Tony Dorigo. 4, David Batty. 5, Chris Fairclough. 6, Chris White. At 7, Gordon Strachan. Wearing 8, Eric Cantona. 9 is Lee Chapman. 10, Gary McAllister. And 11, Gary Speed. Well, Leeds make one change from the team which lost in Germany. Scott Sellers replaces David Rocastle. Their lineup with Batty at right back, and midfield of Strachan, Speed, McAllister and Sellers. Cantona partnering Chapman up front. Now Stuttgart, Immel, Schaffer, Frontsek, Dubicic, Struns, Buchwald, Buck, Sverrisson, Volta, Gaudino and Kurgel. Like Leeds, Stuttgart make one change from the first leg. Schaffer in for the injured Schneider, the man who marked Cantona in Germany. They have Dubicic as sweeper, and they'll play just one man in attack. That's Volta. Quick look at the substitutes. Rocastle, Hodge and Schutt all figured for Leeds in the first leg. The referee from Denmark, Kent Milton Nielsen. So we're underway in what has been described even by some of those in the Leeds United camp as mission impossible. Remember, no English team has ever come back from a 3-goal deficit in the history of European competition. Leeds are hoping to get the atmosphere going inside Ellen Road tonight, and the Stuttgart coach Christoph Daum has described coming here as like looking in the eye of the tiger. Leeds hope that his words will prove to be prophetic. But a 3-goal margin is going to be mighty, mighty difficult to chip away at. Dubicic, the sweeper, providing the first test for Chris White. And Dorigo with a long ball, looking for Cantona. And Dubicic there again. Well, they've got a free kick there for the foul on Chapman. And that's good news. Buchwald, the captain of Stuttgart, committing the offence. He pushed Chapman in the back. And there's many free kicks, corners and pressure all round that Leeds can produce early on here. As Ron was saying, has got to help. An early goal would be marvellous. Strachan sets it up for McAllister. Oh, that was a terrific effort, and Immel punched the ball away. It was hit so fiercely. In goes the throw-in to Chapman. Speed with the cross, and the early pressure has indeed happened.
Yes, well, this is a fine shot, but it's right down the throat of Iker Immel, and he's punched that away a million miles, really. But it's got them the pressure they needed. It's bought them a corner. Now it gives them a chance to load more pressure under the keeper.
Strachan with the kick, and it's not a bad one. It's flicked on, and just too deep for Cantona. No, he's retrieved it and sets it up for Sellers. Now McAllister. Ooh, that could easily have caught the goalkeeper unawares then. McAllister almost apologising that he shot rather than crossed, but the goalkeeper was expecting the cross.
Yes, I think as you see him shape up here, he's drawn a line on the target, but there's at least 6 Leeds fellas in there. They'll not be too happy with him wasting that one.
And a dangerous looking break here by Stuttgart. Gaudino forward and finds Volta, and it's not a very good return ball.
See, but that's a first-class example there. Although Leeds were actually outnumbering the German attackers, he still managed to get himself free. He doesn't always run forward. He sometimes pulls off defenders and makes little spaces for himself.
Poor clearance by Sverrisson. He's come back to the Icelandic player, and an equally poor effort the second time. His shot that set up the second goal for Stuttgart in the home leg. Lukic couldn't handle it. Clearance by Struns is a good one, and Volta's onside. Oh, this could be fatal for Leeds. Great save by Lukic. That really could have seen the tie slip away. And Volta, the man who scored twice in Stuttgart, has missed a much more difficult chance here tonight that would surely have finished off Leeds United. Cantona Cantona finding room and finding speed. And it goes to Chapman, far post. Bookball's there again. Strachan onto it. And the shot by McAllister. So many bodies at the moment in the Stuttgart penalty area that these shots are unable to find a way through. Good ball, Gaudino. Volta. Bookveld. All won back beautifully by Sellers. And that's what Leeds need. They just, they've got to keep the momentum going. "17 minutes gone at Ellen Road. It's still goalless tonight. And therefore Stuttgart still leading on aggregate 3-0. McAllister finding speed. On to Strachan. Batty attacking down the right, but he looks for Cantona. And it's a good ball to Speed. What a magnificent goal! It's just what the doctor ordered for Leeds United.
Well, that's brilliant. Spotter's badge here for Strachan. A reverse ball through the air. Cantona's pulled off the defender's shoulder. Speed running from midfield, and a brilliant left-footed volley finish. Classical Leeds football, and just what they needed. Just looking at the watch, 20 minutes coming up, I thought they badly need something now, and that's perfect for them.
A beautifully constructed and finished goal by Leeds United gives them a lead on the night and nicks a little bit of daylight for them on aggregate. Here's Strachan. Now the whole of Ellen Road believing they can do it. Into Cantona, and Sellers onto it. And Chapman with the shot deflected. And the goalkeeper rode his luck then.
You just wonder, Alan, if Sellers had taken the same gamble as Speed did, they might have had an absolute replica of the goal.
Looked like handball, but Gaudino allowed to get away with it. Good running by him, Speed's tackle, and the referee has whistled free kick. And the yellow card for Gary Speed, which seemed very, very harsh to me. We saw the referee in Moscow last night in the Manchester United game waving the yellow card like confetti. I hope this referee, who's also from Denmark, isn't going to follow suit.
You're just wondering whether he's actually given this for the free kick or something, over something Speed might have said. It didn't actually look a foul. Speed actually looks as if he's made contact with the ball.
Dubicic. Good work by Buck, but Dorigo takes it off him and then he's hauled down. Free kick to Leeds.
They're so important at this stage now that Leeds don't step off the pedal, that they keep the foot hard on the right down on the pedal, keep battling, keep contesting everything. Don't give the Stuttgart team a chance to start passing the ball about. They look as if they want a bit of time and a bit of space, and they want a steadier game, the Stuttgart.
Chapman beaten to the header, but it breaks to McAllister. Chip back in, and there's a brilliant effort. And in fact, I say brilliant effort, but that might go down as a missed opportunity by Fairclough.
Yes, he's got it brilliantly, Chris Fairclough. Lovely little turn back here. Once again, you'll see when this is flicked on, when it's competed for in the middle. First to appear is a Leeds midfield player, McAllister, and he stands this right to the second post there. And he's got it very well as Chris Fairclough, and just couldn't get over it. It will go down as a miss, but it wasn't the easiest of chances, that. But it does show the value of when the Leeds midfield break.
Volta trying to break inside the Leeds half. Fairclough back defending now. It's a good ball for Buck. And a poor cross to the relief of John Lukic, who in fact is the only survivor of Leeds' last win in Europe 13 years ago. The goalkeeper played against Valletta. Replaced the injured David Harvey for that match. Chapman, Strachan. Strachan's in there again, and was that a foul? The referee doesn't think so. Batty beaten in the challenge, that doesn't happen often. This is Volta, he's got three in support here. Gaudino is one of them, danger here, and he's done it again, Lukic. Twice now, with only the goalkeeper to beat. Stuttgart have failed to beat him.
But they've got through too easy again there, haven't they? I mean, it was very predictable. It was a lovely measured through ball, but Gaudino should never have got to that first. The Leeds central defender should have been sealing that off. And McAllister again. Now Speed. Good ball for Strachan.
Batty. Back it goes to Strachan. And McAllister. Smashing football by Leeds. And that's a corner. Batty's persistence then earned Leeds a corner when it seemed the move had broken down. And another problem for Immel, the former German international goalkeeper, as Leeds win another corner kick. Into Chapman, and McAllister, that could have gone anywhere. Strachan, that did go almost anywhere.
Could have gone anywhere, and I think Dubicic would wish it probably had have done. I mean, he took that one full in the face. It was a tremendous drive from Gary McAllister. It looked goal-bound to me, but I wonder whether there's a suggestion of a penalty there by Buchwald. He doesn't like Chapman leaning in front of him, and he does have a tendency to sort of claw over him. Streck must have been reading comics with that one, actually. Mind you, it's his left foot, to be fair to the lad, but...
14 minutes remaining in the first half, and Leeds United 1-0 up on the night, 3-1 behind on aggregate. But playing well enough here to suggest that what had looked an impossible mission might not be so. Batty, Cantona the target, and he wins it.
That's the sort of situation I'm talking about. If Chapman can keep Buchwald towards the near post, miss him out with the cross, Cantona's well got the beating of Schaefer. I mean, he set the goal up with the same situation. He's nearly scored himself there, and he's right on the ball at the moment.
Chapman again. And they broke this time kindly for Stuttgart, and Dubicic roars forward. Got Bolter ahead of him, and Buch. And the number 7 gets into the penalty area, and he scored! And you could hear a pin drop at Owen Road. Out of absolutely nothing, Stuttgart have got a killer goal.
Well, that's an absolute joke, isn't it? I mean, Buch looked to me as if he was embarrassed when the ball was laid off to him, but the Leeds defenders back off him here. They look as if they push him inside. He's got tremendous pace, the lad, and it looks as if they said, all right, we'll turn him inside. What they've done, they've actually backed, he's backed them right into the box. Maybe got an ugly little bounce for John Lukic, who once again may have been a little bit far over. 1 or 2 goals have gone past Big Lukic, a bit like that this season. It's a good shot, got an ugly bounce. But the Leeds defence was so slack at a time when I'd have bet good money on them pulling the thing out the fire.
Spellison chasing and winning it well. But White in there for Leeds, good ball onto Sellers. Strachan making a great run in the outside right position. In it goes to Chapman, who was hauled down, penalty. Absolutely spot on there, the referee. Buchwald had him in a bear hug. No question, that was a penalty.
Well, for me, I think he's done this 3 times. Not only does he hug him to the ground, I actually think he handballs it as well. He can have no complaints about that.
So what a moment then for Leeds United here. 7 minutes to half-time. They've got a glorious opportunity to go in front again. A penalty. Gary McAllister will take it. What a vital kick this is. He scored! It's 2-1 to Leeds. They've restored their lead on the night.
Oh, that's a perfect penalty. He's had any number of shots tonight. And for me at the moment has been the outstanding player on the field, Gary McAllister. He's driven the game, he's won all those areas. Tell you what, his wife don't get that close to him. Look at that, what's he up there? Buchwald, an experienced defender like that, but that shows the nerves. But this is a perfect penalty, isn't it? Big moments. No way in the world, 2 goalies couldn't have stopped that.
Speed. Chapman. He was looking to set Strachan free, now instead it's Frontsek who sets Gaudino free, and great running by the goal scorer, but Garrigo intercepts, and it's just crossed the line, unfortunately. Lukic believed he kept it in play, but the linesman says corner. And the Leeds fans howl their disapproval. A minute to half-time. And the supporters here have certainly done their bit tonight in making Stuttgart feel very uncomfortable. towards Dubicic, and Buchwald got it in, and Dubicic's there again. Great save. Sverrisson and the linesman's flag. The referee, though, has waved play on. And Lukic, for the third time in the half, came to Leeds United's rescue then.
I think the Leeds crowd would have been very upset then if there had been a goal resulting there, because the linesman clearly flagged them offside. Don't think the referee's got too much right there when the linesman's in a better position to call it, to wave play on.
That's a foul. And the yellow card, I think he showed it to Sverrisson then. No, perhaps it was Kurgel, the number 11. In fact, I think it was definitely Kurgel.
But I think Sverrisson should have got it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Sverrisson just tumbled into the...
Strange verdict there by the referee. Lukic with a good kick. Chapman backheads it, and Kurgel's missed it. Patti. Cantona. Speed. Oh dear.
Desperately unlucky. That didn't quite stand up for him. Bit of a crowd scene in the penalty box. But once again, the value of Eric Cantona in the box. Little chip here from Patti. Makes himself something, and he doesn't just hit it aimlessly. He knocks it down into Speed's run.
And the referee, in fact, has called a halt. That's the half-time whistle. And the scoreline, Leeds United 2, Stuttgart 1. The second half gets underway with Leeds straight on the attack again with Scott Sellers. The shot rather wild at the end of it, but he did really well to set up the opening. Well, Ron, the question I'm sure everyone at home and certainly here in the ground is wondering is, can Leeds turn this round? Can they get those goals?
I think they can. I think they can. It's a question whether they can hold the other end clear, but I certainly think they can score the goals. They have played at a high pace, and the people that's going to have the most effect on should be the midfield players. But when you look down, you know, they've got Hodge, who's a very, very good player to come on, capable of scoring goals, and also Rocastle, who did fairly well in the first half of the previous game. So they've got quality on the bench to reinforce the likes of maybe Strachan or Sellers if they run out of steam.
Can we just underline it that if, providing Stuttgart don't score again, of course, Leeds need another 3 goals. They need a total of 5 goals here to win this tie on aggregate.
I mean, I'm a bit like Howard Wilkinson there, having seen them. I don't think this team is a very, very good defensive side at all. All right, you talk about disciplines and all that, but this is where I think they are good. These sort of people. Kugel, who they've kept quiet on the left wing, and this little fella, Fritz Walter.
Good run that by Volta, earning the throw-in for Stuttgart, who won their German championship last season on goal difference on the final day of the season, just as they did the previous time they won the title in 1984. An amazing coincidence, that. Dubicic knocking it in. White gets it clear. Borrego just beaten to it. And Buch, the Stuttgart goal scorer, tried to hold on to the ball, and I think the referee might caution him for that. Quite right. He was definitely trying to waste time.
The other thing, of course, be interesting to see what tactics Stuttgart employ. Certainly the obvious thing would be to sit on your 3-goal lead with 45 minutes. I mean, they've got half the time to score the leads that they had to start the game with. But Stuttgart, when they turned the gears up second half out in Germany, looked a very, very impressive side. I just wonder whether the coach might decide to say, hang on, let's try and get another goal.
Offside, isn't it? No! Volta has been allowed to go on and lifts the ball goalwards, and White just about gets it clear, and Borrego turns away from danger, and Leeds were living on a slender thread then, all right. I can't remember a game where there have been so many opportunities for both sides. It's been a magnificent European night, this. Here's Scott Sellers, now Chapman, now Cantona. Strachan joins in. Flicked away, it'll be a corner if it goes, and it's gone. Corner to Leeds. One at the other end. helter-skelter football this. The pace unrelenting. The entertainment 5-star. Flicked on by White. McAllister. Well, he almost cleared the roof of the stand with that shot. What a pity.
Would have been interesting to see just where he could have squeezed that one in, wouldn't it?
Well, the hour mark has been and gone.
I think Chrissy White could move across here, and I'm pretty sure he'll try and load this on top of Dorigo. He's done every other one. If Chrissy White takes a position for the 20 yards this side, he'll win this ball. See, the Germans are deliberately keeping the high ball away from the Leeds central defenders. They're trying to load it onto the smaller players in the team.
Foul there by Buchwald, bringing down Gary Speed. Dorigo at an early free kick into Chapman. Buchwald's there again. But Leeds have it back with Speed. Free kick. He was obstructed by Dubici. White, Fairclough, Chapman, Speed, Cantona, they're all poised for this free kick. Sellers will deliver it. And not a bad one either. Oh, not sure who won the header in the end. Was it Eric? It was Cantona. Just wide.
Yes, he may have got a sighting on this a little bit late, but that's a good chance. He's caught it fairly solid. And he's probably only just missed, but at this level and at this stage of this tournament, that's a very, very good chance.
Oh, good header by Speed and a mistake. Cantona onto it here. Calm defending though by Schaffer.
A little bit unfortunate Leeds as well, you know, that they haven't got Wallace. If there's something they're lacking up front, it's a little bit of instant pace. Somebody that can burn a defender off with his pace.
Yeah, Rod Wallace injured, so is Mel Sterling. Otherwise, they've got a pretty full squad from which to pick tonight. Offside. Holter. Stuttgart are warming up all their substitutes, incidentally, on this touchline, where the linesman flagged then, and Leeds have got theirs ready for action as well. Speed providing the action on the pitch. Cantona's header hit the defender. Relentless pressure though still from Leeds. Strachan. And it goes to Cantona. Sets it up for McAllister. Strachan did well. Chapman far post and hits the post. Difficult angle for him.
Probably the first clear header, or first chance of a header he's had tonight. This was unlucky here. Just didn't fall right for Gary McAllister. But that's brilliant football from the little man. Great ball in, stands it above everybody. And I think that's a sitter. A sitter for a fellow like Lee Chapman. I mean, that is his forte, coming in round the back of everybody. And I would think that he'll look at that tonight and think I should have really put us back in the race.
Yeah, into the side netting. Cantona keeps the pressure going, but has given it away. But Batty in there to win it back again. Brilliant stuff from Batty. And he wins the free kick. I think Leeds would rather the referee had said play on then. They were in a strong position.
It's amazing. The game was going very quiet, and then they had the free kick that Sellers loaded into the box, and Cantona went narrowly wide on. Now all of a sudden you can feel it throbbing again. The game's coming back to life again.
Now, can we have a bit of magic here from this Leeds free kick? Can we have another goal to bring this match? Well, it's hardly needs bringing back to life. Set up for Dorigo. It's never been anything other than fabulous entertainment, this. Batty. Fairclough will have to stretch and couldn't reach it. And the clock sadly ticks on for Leeds. Time running out for them. They lead 2-1 on the night. They trail 4-2 over the two legs. Whatever happens here tonight, Leeds have put up a magnificent performance though. Strachan. In it goes to Cantona. A good ball too. And Cantona! Yes! Favourite Frenchman has given them hope again.
Well, nobody deserved that more than Cantona. He's made a cross run, he's forced his way into the box. He's a big lad and he's kept his cool. At the time I thought he was going over the top, to be fair, but he's tucked that away. Nobody deserves a goal more than him. Good flight into the box. Good flight into the box. Watch him, his persistence and strength here. I don't think people realise, you know, is that an own goal? I'm not quite sure that didn't come off a German boot there.
Comes out to McAllister, now Speed, Sellers with the shot. Oh, that was a terrific effort. Ron.
Yes, I mean, it's not easy when the whole lot are charging out at you. He stayed down the line of the ball. Bit of luck, he could have just done with that, maybe dipping into the ground a bit and give the keeper a few problems.
Frontsec slices his clearance out of play. And I don't know what the final score is going to be in this game, but one thing I do know, when the final whistle goes, these Stuttgart players will be mightily relieved to hear it. They have been in an absolute cauldron here tonight.
I also get the impression now that Leeds are definitely throwing caution to the wind. I mean, we've seen Batty going up the field. I think we'll see Dorigo joining him in as well now. I think they'll say, all right, let's gamble, let's try and get it. We've got to get it to 4-1.
They've got a corner.
Which, of course, does always leave themselves wide open if the Germans make a productive counter-attack. But, I mean, who worries at the moment? They've got to try and force something now. Whatever happens, they've had a magnificent night, Alan.
Absolutely. If the crowd could will a goal now. Oh, and they almost got one. Did it cross the line? No, it didn't.
He's also given a decision, given a foul in there.
Yes. They almost got one, though.
I mean, the ironic thing was, you know, I suppose much will be made of it if Leeds don't go through, was in the very last minute. I think whether he's give this for feet or something. No,
I can't honestly think why he blew there.
I can't think. There's no suggestion of offside.
Came off Dubicic, didn't it? The sweeper hit the underside of the bar. Anyway, play's gone on. Bolter. Might have been a free kick given against Chapman. Immaterial now as Stuttgart attack again. Good tackle. Brilliant play again. Cantona on the run. McAllister there to pick it up. Speed battling away. Now Sellers. Speed there again. Brilliant. Dorigo looking for Chapman. This looks dangerous. It just fell the wrong side of him.
See what they're doing as well now, the Leeds strikers. They're taking the German markers well back. Whereas at one time they were allowing them just to push up a little bit and squeeze them up. Now they're taking them right back. Which means the Leeds midfield or back players can just hit the ball any distance really and still pick up on their own players.
Bolter chasing in his lone roll up front now for Stuttgart.
Yes, it really only needs the two central defenders now, Chris White and Chris Fairclough, to stand on station and let the rest drive forward, sorry.
Here's Chapman. Cantona. Batty. Strachan. Great play by Strachan. The ball a bit too deep, what a shame. Dorigo wins it back. Sellers is brought down. They've had 11 absolute heroes out there tonight for Leeds United. Every one of them, every man jack, has tackled and run and fought and shown great heart and determination. It's been an inspiring performance by the English champions. McAllister. Strachan. Corner.
I'm just thinking there, if the little man could get some good ball possession in the box, you know, he'd attack and try and get them to commit themselves for penalties. I thought that was a situation there where he might just have caught somebody's leg as he was going past.
It's a corner and then it goes towards White near post. It's a goal! Chapman! Amazing! Leeds United are one goal away from a achieving mission impossible.
Well, that's a delightful little ball in. Chappie's got well in front of Buckville on that one. And who knows now, they look like a pack of cards at the back. And there he is again, wrestling him again. It's a penalty if it's not a goal. That must be the 4th time he's done that, Buckville.
What a great finish by Lee Chapman, his 7th goal of the season. And there's that scoreline, 4-1, 4-4 on aggregate. But remember, Stuttgart have an away goal. And they're about to make a substitution now. And Volta, the striker's gone off as Chapman calls for more noise. Goodness me, could hardly get any more noise from this crowd. Adrian Nup, the little Swiss striker, has come on. And Leeds are 1 goal away from a miracle. 10 minutes to go. They lead 4-1. It's 4-all on aggregate. That 1 goal that the Germans scored here in the first half at the moment is the stumbling block. And you've got to believe Leeds can do it. They believe it, and that's the important thing. I really, really hope they get it. They have done magnificently tonight. They deserve to win this game and this tie. And all those cynics who write off English football, I hope they can watch this performance. It breaks to De Rigo. Sellers. In it goes again. Still in play. Cantona. Brilliant Cantona. Gary Speed. Goal kick.
To be fair now, every time a ball goes into the German box, you think there's a goal at the end of it, don't you? They're pushing, they're shoving, the knees are buckling. They've just got to keep this relentless pressure up. I can't see any way they're not going to get back to 5 now. I can't see any way Leeds aren't going to see this one through.
Come on, Leeds. That's the cry all around the stadium. They conceded a free kick. And young Sverrisson, who got the ball, or rather a boot in his face earlier on, I think he's still suffering from that. He looks shell-shocked. They all do.
They've also kept 7 men behind the ball for this free kick, the German team.
Wasn't a bad shot, and Lukic down to save it. Oh no! Oh! I thought then they were going to snatch one right at the death that would have killed the tie.
Yeah, well, 2 magnificent saves. The first one he probably would have liked to have got hold of, but the second one, that's absolute. He will have spent hours in the week practicing it, up and down, driving, forwarding, parries and rebounds in his goalkeeping work, and it's paid dividends there.
Nook almost made sure for Stuttgart then. Lukic, who's been brilliant tonight, kept it out. Leeds still in with a hope, and another great save.
Oh. Just shows how much a better side they are when they attack Stuttgart, aren't they?
Yes, it was Sverrisson close to a goal that time, but he didn't get it, and with 1.5 minutes to go, Leeds are still looking for their 5th goal, still looking for what would be the winner. Still, they've done English football proud tonight, whatever happens.
Oh, they've had a magnificent night. Everything that Howard Wilkinson's worked for over the last 3 years or so are being shown tonight, being borne out tonight. The only thing he needs now to complete his evening is the result. Because his team have been magnificent tonight. They've ran, they've pushed it about, they've been positive, and they've never ever once thought that they couldn't win the game.
Absolutely, the belief has been there to see for all. Here's Strachan.
I mean, they could have really died, couldn't they, Alan, with when the equaliser came, but they've stuck at it.
They've got the throw. We're into the last minute. They still need a goal. They've got a throw in again. Gary Speed will launch this one as far as he can reach. And the back header by Chapman, and Cantona got the header in, and it didn't carry any weight. What a shame. And Immel was so grateful. And we have now reached 90 minutes. We're into stoppage time. Lukic has just got to hammer this one as far forward as he can. And Leeds have got to pray. Batty in. Speed's in there. Now McAllister, great ball. Sellers. McAllister. White. Got to get it forward. McAllister. Looking for Cantona in the box. And on it goes towards Chapman. Oh, if only Leeds had had an extra man, maybe Sellers will arrive. No. Keep going, Leeds. One more assault might do it. Anywhere will do for the German side. Good ball from Lukic, and on it goes to Cantona. Oh, they just had the extra defender again. Referee's looking at his watch. We've had a minute and 15 seconds of stoppage time. Sellers. McAllister. Great ball. But that's the end. What a tragedy for Leeds United. And you feel like crying, but at the same time you feel like applauding. One of the magnificent efforts of recent years in European football. Gordon Strachan and the Leeds team almost came back, almost achieved mission impossible. Stuttgart are out on their feet here, and in my opinion, justice has not really been done.
A most incredible night.